Yes, the method I'm going to be teaching you today is really actually going to allow you to make so much more money in this market by just doing a couple extra steps. No gimmicks. I have personally gained on my own portfolio up to about $600,000 extra profit by just doing this every time I dollar cost average. It is so simple. People can literally make so much more money. And if you're someone who is stretching right now on the bones of your ass, trying to put as much money into crypto as possible, struggling for every single dollar, you should be doing this. If you're not making huge mass amounts of life-changing wealth, you need to do this. Or if you are making life-changing wealth already, you can make a lot more, and it's not increasing your sell levels. As a matter of fact, as you'll soon see, we will be decreasing our average sell prices to get out of the market safer, but just maximizing profit by, again, doing one very simple thing. This isn't a top 10 altcoin video. This is not a video you're going to get all giddy over and go, oh yeah, I'm going to try to buy these coins going to tell me today. It's actually much better than that. This video is going to tell you how to make more money, not to buy some random altcoin you have no conviction in, okay? So buckle up, tune in, stop wasting time, and turn that TikTok brain off. This is to help you, not me, okay? This is what I personally do when I'm looking to DCA every single time. But before I do not forget, if you find yourself enjoying this video, or importantly, you want to say thank you for giving you insights into how I personally dollar cost average for the max possible gains in this bull run, you can help support all I do here by hitting a like on the video. It does mean a lot. Thank you all to those of you who do that. And of course, make sure to subscribe as well. That way you're going to be optimized to make the most out of this bull run. The way I see how things are right now, it's pretty much our first sizable crash of this bull run, and we're pretty much, I believe, on the tail end of it. We don't have too many of these. Now, this is the massive crash we had for the big virus that went around the world back in 2020. And this tanked Bitcoin's market cap by around 60%, so quite sizable. And while this is no comparison to today, I just wanted to point this out because I do think from here we'll find a lot of these large caps actually do quite a large amount of multiples. And what that means is if you can buy the altcoins today at huge discounts and then hold on for what is about to happen, plus, and here's the important part, doing what I'm about to teach you, you'll be able to make so much more money. And as a matter of fact, do it in a lot safer of a way. To put it this way, from that point in time, the top 10 altcoins, yes, just the top 10, the large caps, 24x'd on average. And first of all, I want to say a big congratulations to everyone right now that's buying the dip, okay? If you can. If you can't, you've got no more dry powder to put in the market, that's okay too. Hold on tight, just wait, accumulate cash on the next pump, because believe you me, we're only down here in the grand scheme of things. But I wanted to point out Isaac Newton here. He famously had a very, very bad trade back in the day in the 1700s where he bought this stock here called the South Sea stock. And what happened was he bought way down here, he like doubled his money, he exited, and then his friends ended up buying in and getting super duper rich on the pump. He got that FOMO feeling that we're all about to get here, and he ended up buying back in when there was not much more room on the tank, and then he thought this initial crash here was just a correction, and he ended up selling way, way down here and lost the equivalent of millions of dollars today. Now, it's very easy to fall into the trap of what Isaac Newton, one of the smartest people to ever exist, also did, and we are no smarter, of course. The market is always smarter than what we will ever be, so I'm saying this to tell you guys and forewarn you for what is about to come. While today is going to be talking about making the most on the top side by dollar cost averaging correctly, it's also important when we rearrange the sell levels on the top side that you make sure you actually exit at those levels. It's very easy to see life-changing wealth every time you hit the refresh button on your portfolio on a lunch break or maybe cheekily under the register at work. Guess what? It's very addicting. You end up wanting to just keep refreshing and keep holding forever until one day there's that 10% crash and then it just keeps dipping, and then everyone goes from, hey, it's a dip to, hang on, This is a bear market. We're going to start off here with using what's called the exit portfolio tracker. This is available in the private community, but you don't need to use this sheet. You just need to track a few important numbers. How much of the coins you own, what your average buy-in price is, and what you intend to sell at. If you have another way to track this, great, but you must track it. You must also know what your goals are in the market. If you don't know exactly at this moment in the cycle what you are specifically aiming to achieve in terms of a dollar figure, you, my friend, are likely going to fail. It's that easy. I know, I get it. It's very, very, I guess, basic, right? It's okay. So really just figure out your goals. Yes. Okay. Yes. Figure out your bloody goals. In this example, we want to pay off our mortgage. That's all we came here to do. Forget the fancy car, forget the nice watch, forget taking the wife out to the fancy dinner. What we're going to be doing here is just paying off the mortgage. Any extra money, we don't want that right now, okay? This is what you need to do. We're going to also count tax into this as well. So over here in Australia, we get flogged at 35%, roughly speaking. So basically, we need $163,000, including tax here, for Australian dollars, but we need 101,000 US. And because I only work in US, we're going to convert it to US. The average sell prices we have at Near Protocol at $42, Render at $50, MORPHO at 20, Beam at 20 cents, Ondo at $7, and AERO at $7. We're actually able to make here our target, right, including tax, of $101,000. So we basically achieve our goal, which is fantastic. But again, we want DCA. We want to put more money in the market. There's two distinct things you can do at this point in time. When you dollar cost average, when you put money into your coins existing, what happens? Well, of course, most of you just think that you're going to make more money on the top side. So if I was to buy an extra, let's just say 200 more Near tokens today, so I have a total of 700. And let's say that increases my average buy-in price up to $2.50. Well, of course, you can see here that I'm now making $101,000 on the revenue on the top side to $110,000. So you would think, hey, I'm just getting an extra $9,000. That's fantastic. And you can accept that, and that's great. But I urge you right now, if you don't have disgustingly low sell prices where you're selling these coins at levels where people are like, oh my God, I'll keep buying at those levels, then what you really need to be doing is number two, which is actually reducing your average sell price. And what this looks like in this example here is then looking at the sell levels and thinking, can I move this down? So this is why it's so important to assess your goals, because we know how much money we need to walk away with. We need to walk away with 101,000 USD just to achieve our goal. That's it. That's all we're here to do. So in this case, I would look, okay, what coin here am I selling relative to the others the highest? And that might be, for example, MORPHO. Maybe a MORPHO, $20 is quite high. I don't think it is, by the way, but for argument's sake. So let's move it down to achieve our goal. So we might then move this down to $15. Okay, so 107,000. Now I think $15 for MORPHO is quite realistic. So let's try moving Render down from 50 to 45. Okay, we moved it down slightly. Let's try 40. All right, we're still moving it down. Let's try Ondo at 6. We're very close. And let's try AERO at 6 as well. Okay, we're just under. So let's make AERO 550. Not so much. Okay, let's revert that again. Let's go back to Beam, right? Let's try Beam at 15 cents. And we just keep playing around and trying. At this point, you can fiddle around a little bit. You might make Near Protocol, for example, $40 flat. There you go. That's the winner. We're off by $200, you can see here, but that's okay. We've gotten very close. So you just tinker around, and what you've pretty much said is, I'm adding more into crypto, which means the more I add, the more money I end up making on the top side. So what we're going to do is reduce those top levels down because we're putting more in the market, which means we're making more. So you're just bringing those top levels down because you're just trying to achieve your goal. I can't stress that enough. You guys are out here trying to make the most money possible. Unless your sell levels are like disgustingly cheap, then you should always, every time you DCA, be looking to reduce that. Now, you guys know on the channel here, we talk about things called the GGR zones, right? The green, gray, and red zones. And all these zones really identify is liquid zones. The red zone being the price prediction of the coin, and the green zone being the most liquid point. We move down from the price prediction around about 35%, and that gives us, roughly speaking, a nice liquid zone to get out on. But if your coins look like this, right? If this is coin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 over here, and they are all off center to where the GGR zones are respective to one another, as in like coin 1 is in the gray zone, coin 7 is in the red zone, you got coin 2 well in the green zone over here. This, for example, might be selling Near Protocol at give or take like $20. This might be selling Ondo over here at like $12. This over here, you know, coin 7 in the red zone might be selling Aerodrome at $25. Like, why are you doing this for? Let's maybe bring Aerodrome down to like a much more realistic like maybe this ends up being $8, $9, and let's move Near Protocol Coin 2 here up a little bit to counter the missing gains we've lost here on moving Aerodrome down. So this might look like a price of like $35, $40 here for Near Protocol. So you kind of want to bring all of these within somewhat reasonable levels of one another, and that's what you can do in your DCA. You want to make sure you try to always make sure these coins are relative to one another in the GGR zones in the same rough area of the green zone. So if that doesn't make much sense, again, we've got a great bunch of tools in the private community to help you with that. I can't stress it enough, guys. If you screw up your average sell price, if you don't look to actually get out correctly, this is all for nothing anyway. So first of all, we need to know how much we got to invest here. Let's say we have $2,000 to invest. Okay, we can say to ourselves, right, what do we want to invest in each coin? Well, have a look over here. How much have we invested in each? Roughly speaking, the average of it invested into each coin here is give or take about $1,500 or so. Some is less, some is more. So roughly about $1,500. So I would say give or take about $500 here. So what that means is we can look to invest in 4 different coins. Now, the current revenue is important to track. What are we doing here? Well, the current revenue right now we've got is $101,000, meaning the amount of money we're currently making, the revenue from all these coins, is that much money. The reason you want to check this here is as we are about to go through and actually look at what is the best coin to dollar cost average into, we're going to apply $500 fake DCA into each of these coins and work out which one actually gets us the most revenue from the starting revenue here of $101,000. So the way you want to do this is go to CoinMarketCap, look for your first coin here, which is Near Protocol. All right, so we want to have a look and see, first of all, if Near is worthy of that $500 or not. So we come down here, find Near Protocol. We're going to come down to this nice little tab over here, and we're going to type in 500 USD there. So we get 86.22 tokens. So we'll come over here to this tool, again in the bull run cheat sheet, and we'll put this into the tokens purchased, and we copy the current price that we're going to be dollar cost averaging into, $5.80. And the top line I like to sort of hold off with for what we currently have invested into Near. So we have 700 tokens at $2.50 average buy price. So we'll do 700 tokens at an average of $2.50. So what this does is you can see down here, this calculates our new average buying price and how many new tokens we have. So if we just right click this, copy this, put this back into this tool right here. So we have a new average buying price if we were to actually execute on this. And we're also going to put in the amount of tokens we have here. So I'll copy that over and we'll put in the new total of tokens. So this tells us how much money we've invested into Near Protocol overall. And again, it tells us how much money we made on the top side. So again, our new revenue, if we were to invest in Near Protocol at that average sell price, is $104,000. So we copy this and we paste this over here. We'd be able to add about $3,500 into our overall top side by buying Near Protocol here. Now, if the others are more or less, that gives us an indication where our $500 is best utilized. Because going out and just buying these coins based on which of them is up or down the most is too vague. Just make sure every time you go ahead and make these changes that you just Control Z a couple times to revert the average buy price and the amount, because obviously we want to be starting off with that original total revenue amount of $101,000. So what I'll do for you guys actually is I'll do one more with you here live. So we'll do render next, as you can see here. So we'll click into render. We'll come over to the side here. Again, we're investing $500. So 500, we'll copy the new total. We'll bring this over to this sheet, put in the amount purchased, put in the price at today's rate. We'll copy in the amount of tokens that we hold here currently for render, and then we'll copy in the current average buying price of $4, and that will work out our new average buying price. That's $4.87. So it's obviously bringing it up because we're buying at higher prices. And the amount of tokens, we'll copy this over. Obviously, I've done this quite a few times, and I do this for you guys over in the private community as well. And you can see this is $103,000. So if we copy this, you'll be able to see here and get an idea that actually investing right now into Near Protocol is getting us an extra, give or take $1,000, or actually it's a little bit less, $900 than render. And so on a portfolio of $100,000 on the top side, that's quite a lot, right? That's basically 1%. If that's a $1 million portfolio, that's about $10,000. So we're talking, like, depending on the size of your portfolio, you're like quite a bit of money. So I've gone ahead and completed all of those changes coin by coin. And this is why it's important for you guys to do this, because as you can see here, we found out that actually investing in Near Protocol and being by far the best, and render was a close second or third here, and so was MORPHO. But actually, we'd make more money investing in Near Protocol, which is a much larger coin than MORPHO. And that's what I'm trying to say. This actually wouldn't work if you haven't balanced your coins accordingly. Again, maybe we're shooting up here for the stars with Near, and we're down here for MORPHO. In that case, obviously, we'd make more money with Near than MORPHO. So you have to have the average sell prices within reason. Otherwise, this won't really work. Okay, so you make sure you go ahead and do that for each of these coins. And every time you DCA, you're applying this. Because if you actually go ahead and calculate all of this and go ahead and do it, you'll find that 104,000, so an extra 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, and 2,000, which I think a total, roughly speaking, comes to an extra $10,000 profit. That's a substantial gain. That is 10% extra we are making on our portfolio than what you possibly could have gotten before had you just gone ahead and invested in any other coins. Of course, this is a very small portfolio. This is only 6 coins, for example's sake. But if you have a list of like 10, 20, 30 coins or more, you can see how, first of all, this takes a lot of time, which is why I tell you guys to have as few coins as possible. But also, you're probably missing a coin if you don't do this that could net you so much more returns. Now, from this point, like I said, when you make these changes and go to DCA in these coins, you're going to have an extra, give or take, around $10,000 to spend. So you have the choice. Do I want to make an extra $10,000 in profit, or do I want to go ahead and use this to reduce my average sell prices down even further? So if, roughly speaking, we applied what I just showed you, I didn't actually go ahead and do it, by the way. I just put some numbers in here for argument's sake, and we have $112,000 revenue. The first thing I'm doing is, again, inching these all down. So Near Protocol, let's try $35. Okay, we're down about a thousand or two from that on the top side. That's fine. Render, what about, let's just say 35, and let's make over here Near 30. Okay, we've still got some room to go. Okay, let's try MORPHO over here at 12.5. Let's try Beam over here at 15 cents. And we just keep going. Okay, that was too far. But you just inch, and inch until you get to a point like with these levels, for example, like Near, Render, and MORPHO, where it's like those levels are so disgustingly low for those coins as an average sell price, where we can likely from this point, if we DCA anymore, just take profit. There is a point where you want to stop doing that and just actually begin to take extra profit, because there's nothing wrong with being even safer, but there is a point where it's like, okay, if these coins don't hit these prices, something's seriously wrong with the market, okay? And of course, you want to apply this with a nice exit plan as well, where you begin maybe selling at 30 or 40% away from your average sell price. So you might want to start selling Near Protocol at $15. You want to start selling maybe Render at $17 or $20. Like, you're not just going to sell all on one go. Of course, that's even more dangerous. You want to be quite safe even in selling. But this is just, again, to show you guys that you have so much extra room on the table here for profit that you're likely leaving out when it mostly counts, which is now when the market is down and when you have the availability to hopefully do this. So thank you all for watching this far into the video. I commend you, because this isn't a top 10 altcoin video. This isn't a video where you get all excited about wanting to buy. This is a video that actually will make you money, not just FOMOing into a bunch of random coins you don't really know too much about. So with that being said, thank you all. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Take good care. Bye-bye.